What is going on, lads? It's Billy the Kid here, and today I have something a little bit different. In this video I'm going to go over the trailer of the game called The Phantom Pain. Now the Phantom Pain is been said on the internet, on Twitter, on Facebook and on YouTube that it's actually a teaser trailer for Metal Gear Solid 5. Now there's a lot of evidence to support this, and there's also evidence that doesn't support it. Both sides have their views, but in my view, I think it is Metal Gear Solid 5. And in this video, I'm going to show you my evidence to suggest that it is Metal Gear Solid 5. But in case you haven't seen the trailer, first off, I'm going to allow you to watch the trailer, and I'll pick it up at the end of the trailer. So enjoy.
Please try to relax. There is plenty of time. I need to tell you something. You've been in a coma for quite some time.
On your feet, soldier. The whole place is coming down.
V has come to.
Well, that was a crazy ass trailer. I have to admit, whatever this game is, Metal Gear Solid 5 or not, this game looks fucking amazing. Now, let's get over and done with the analysis. So, I've picked up a few points in this trailer that I think are strong hints that it's Metal Gear Solid. So let's go over the trailer, shall we? Okay, so the first hint that we have that not everything is what it seems with this game is roughly around 16 seconds into the trailer, where we see the logo of Moby Dick Studios. Now, when the VGA Awards were held last week, people went and tried to find as much information about Moby Dick Studios as they could, as nobody has ever heard of it. And when they went online to find out as much as they could from their official website, the website didn't tell them much. It just showed them a trailer of The Phantom Pain that was released at the VGA Awards, and when they dug deeper, they found out it was the actual website of this gaming company, this gaming studio, was only created 9 days earlier. So more or less like 3 or 4 days just before the VGA Awards, they created their website for their studio, which doesn't make sense. If it's a major, game studio, they would obviously have one that has a lot more information than the one that's online right now. As you can see, this is the website. It doesn't show a lot, just the trailer, and it shows down at the bottom right hand corner it's available for PS3 and the other platforms as well. Now the CEO of Moby Dick Studios is a man by the name of Joachim Mogren. I can't pronounce names. This gaming company is supposedly Swedish, yet at the VGA Awards, when everybody was going up to interview the Moby Dick, employees, none of them seemed to be Swedish. They seemed to be American or British. So it was very strange to get in with Moby Dick Studios to interview some of the employees. Now the CEO, like I said, his name is Joachim Mogren. However, people quickly found out that Joachim is an anagram for Kojima. Now that's one really strong hint. Not only is this supposed gaming studio, who's developed such an awesome trailer for what looks like a completely brilliant game, nobody's ever heard of the gaming studio, and their website has only been up for like a week. That's very, very strange, now don't you think? So that's one strong hint. Let's get on with the trailer and see where the other hints are. Okay, right here you'll see the prosthetic arm, the claw, whatever you want to call it, in this scene. But in the background you'll see white petals floating all over the place. Now, if you've played Metal Gear Solid 3, you'll know exactly what the hell I'm going to be talking about in a few seconds. So in Metal Gear Solid 3, the final boss battle against your former mentor, the boss, takes place in a wide open field full of flowers and petals, especially white petals, just like that one. Now that's another strong hint that this is not what it seems. This is not a supposed brand new title. This seems to be Metal Gear Solid.
On your feet, soldier. The whole place is coming down.
Okay, right there, that was the voice of Kiefer Sutherland, actor from 24. It's got nothing really to do with the MGS series, but I thought it was cool anyway. Now, right there, you saw him try to pick himself up and then fall over a trolley or something like that. Now, there are a few hints. Namely, the hospital garb is his pants, they're basically more or less identical than the ones that Snake wore in MGS4. When Naomi is trying to examine him to find out how old he is and why he's sick and why he's getting old at a faster rate than normal human beings, he's wearing like hospital garb, and it's more or less identical to the one he's wearing here. Another strong bit of evidence. Also, if you take a look at how he crawls right here, it seems so similar to the MGS4 microwave scene. If you ever played MGS4, you'll remember him crawling through a massive microwave to get to the GW supercomputer. And when you see him crawling like that, it seems like a spot-on match to what you see in MGS4. Okay, right there we see a mystery character ahead. Now we can't really see who he is. I'll even zoom in here. Okay, we can't really see anything. All I can see is like bushy hair. That's it. I can't really make out anything else. So that's up to your interpretation. I really don't have an idea who the hell it is, but it looks scary to me. And right here we have another crawl scene. He tries to pick himself up and hits himself hard. Now I'm going to go ahead and pause it right there. So we have two characters. We have one on the left that looks a little bit like Snake. He's got the same type of hairdo. He's even got the he's even got a bandage on his face that's shaped like a bandana. Now the character on the right is the one I'm interested in, as he's got his entire face, more or less in his entire face, except what appears his mouth and his eyes bandaged up. So which leads me to believe that he's been badly wounded, maybe even burned. And this is where I'm getting at. I think he's been burned because in the recent Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes trailer, we see a new character who is completely horribly burned on his face. Now, whether or not this is the same character, I don't know, but if this and I'm going to go into more evidence as the video goes along, but if this is Big Boss and not Solid Snake, and this is set sometime maybe before Ground Zeroes, if this is set sometime before Ground Zeroes, in between Ground Zeroes and Peace Walker, this would explain maybe how Big Boss knows this burned fella, if he even knows him at all. Maybe I'm wrong and I'm just talking out of my ass, but it's certainly a coincidence that in one Metal Gear Solid trailer, an official one, we have a horribly burned character on the face, and in this one, which is rumored to be the next Metal Gear Solid trailer, we have a guy has his face all bandaged up. So we'll have to hope and see, and maybe it is the same guy, maybe it's not. On we go. I have to say though, this trailer looks absolutely amazing. Whatever game it is, Metal Gear Solid 5, like I said, or not, it's certainly one I'm going to look out for. The lighting, the graphics itself, the motion capture seems to all be very crisp and very dynamic. I like it a lot. Boom, headshot. Now this is where things pick up a little bit. Okay, pause it right there. Right there. Now this has to be one of the strongest bits of evidence that I can find. So, in this entire trailer, you know, these soldiers come to this hospital where this main character, whoever he is, Snake or not, is being held. And they start wiping out everybody in the hospital. It looks like they're looking for somebody, as that soldier was, you know, looking at the guy's face, and then he killed him. And all these soldiers are just wiping everybody out. So it seems like some of it is a dream. Like it said in the writing, is this a dream? Are they trying to kill me? Etc. etc. Now this character right here, whoever he is, he's obviously on fire. This has to be one of the strongest bits of evidence. So if we notice on his legs right here, you see there's a type of pattern. There's a little bit of an engraving. Now, if you've played Metal Gear Solid 3, you would have instantly noticed a little bit of a hint. These legs, more or less the whole fucking character, looks spot on to Colonel Volgin, the main bad guy of Metal Gear Solid 3. Now, if you remember, you fight Volgin in a big boss battle, and he'll tear off his coat, you know, in the fist fight, and then you see his battle suit and blah blah blah. If you concentrate on his legs are virtually identical, more or less 100% identical to Volgin. Even his arms, look at the character's arms, they seem to be really big, abnormally big. So he was a big beefy guy, we already know that. Now, you know, whether this is Volgin or not, they seem to have, you know, gone really very, very close to Volgin. I mean, you can't get any closer than that. So this is what's leading me to believe that this is not Solid Snake, it's Big Boss. Now, I don't know why he's got an arm. Maybe he's dreaming, or this is just one big nightmare sequence. Remember when Kojima did the MGS4 nightmare sequence? Not MGS4, MGS3, and then he did another one in MGS1, just before we get to Shadow Moses. You start playing Metal Gear Solid 1, and then Snake wakes up because he's having a dream. So this could be an entire dream or a nightmare, just like in the trailer says. But Volgin, he's the strongest indication that this is either a dream, nightmare, or Snake's hallucinating. So, or I should say Big Boss is hallucinating. Anyway, on with the trailer. There's a little bit more evidence coming up. Okay, here's one of the weirder moments of the trailer. And if I pause it right there, right on the logo of the Phantom Pain, if I zoom in, you'll notice these little spaces in the font, and you'll see little lines of light just above. And you see right here, that's clearly an A. Right there, that's an A, or an A, I should say, for American users. Whatever you want to call it. Now, if I pull up this picture of Metal Gear Solid 5, if you put that on top of that, it fits perfectly. It fits perfectly on the spaces of the font. That's blatant. That's really, really blatant. Now, if this is Kojima's, idea of a joke or a troll or a prank, he's well known for doing it, and that's really blatant. If we pause it right there, when the soldier shines the light in this character's eyes, he's still got the, he's got the beard like Snake. But if you notice right there, there's a little scar just under his bandage, just under his eye. And if we take a picture of Snake, or Big Boss I should say, from Metal Gear Ground Zeroes, you'll see it's the same. It's the exact same place. It could be, coincidental. I mean, the guy has a bandage on his face. But to me, along with all the other evidence, this points that it's Big Boss, that it's possibly a prequel to Ground Zeroes. Now here's what I'm thinking. Maybe this is either A, it's a dream or a nightmare, and Big Boss is hallucinating, he's going to wake up and whatever. B, this is a prequel, and it's either a new game, or it's just a part of Metal Gear Ground Zeroes, somewhat like the tanker chapter in Metal Gear Solid 2, where it was set, before the Big Shell incident. Maybe this is set like 10 years before Ground Zeroes or something like that. Maybe, I don't know. But all the other information and with all the other evidence, this has to be, I believe, Metal Gear Solid 5. And here's the last bit of evidence, just before I go.
V has come to.
V is here. V is here. Come on, Kojima, you can do better than that. Lads, this is Billy the Kid. I hope you enjoyed this commentary. I hope you enjoyed this analysis. I've never done an analysis before, but seeing as I love Metal Gear Solid, I think I had to do one. Let me know what you think, if you're a Metal Gear Solid fan. If you're not, what did you think of the trailer? Did you think they were high on drugs? Thanks, lads, for watching, and I'll see you again.